Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're looking at Sonic the Hedgehog issue 284, part 1 of the Shattered World Crisis final arc, Panic in the Sky. Wow, we've come a long way since the world blew up in issue 256. Good times. But it's time to start wrapping things up. For you see, the Freedom Fighters had a plan to finally put the world back together. Until said plan begins, they moved all of the Gaia Keys and the Chaos Emeralds to Castle Acorn's vault for safekeeping. However, thanks to a small orange nightmare, Eggman learns of the plan and the location of the Emerald Key MacGuffin box. He assembles his mercenaries, his forces in the sky, and a virus to counteract the Freedom Fighters' plans. Things are about to get messy. Our story begins with Sonic and company planning a victory party before putting the world back together. Sally thinks it's premature. Hey Sally, relax. What could possibly go wrong? Well, for starters, Nicole discovers a bunch of systems that are offline. And here's the source. Geez, this thing's worse in digital format. That's not all. It soon morphs into Phage to attack Nicole. Sweet dreams, everyone. Nicole did get a warning out before losing contact, but it's too late. The Battle Fortress is on top of Sky Patrol. Sonic, Bunny, and Antoine head up top to deal with the attackers. Tails and Rotor will try to get the systems back online, while Sally takes Chip somewhere because she correctly assumes Eggman knows of their plans. Outside of Mobotropolis, we have an assembled force of mercenaries and robots about to attack the city. And they do, catching everyone off guard. General thinks he can stop them. And here is why Metal Sonic's present. The hooligans head deeper into the castle until they come across the king drinking tea in front of the vault. You must have guts if you're standing up to 3 psychos, your majesty. And indeed, wait a minute, his name is Nigel Acorn? I was joking! And King Nigel Acorn's overuse of the word smashing. Anyway, King Nigel has his own laser sword and shield, probably developed by Dr. L. Liddy as a gift, and he uses them successfully against Knack and Bean, but not Bark, sadly. The hooligans steal the MacGuffin box and Metal Sonic delivers it to Eggman while everyone else holds off Gemerol. Back on Sky Patrol, Sonic, Bunny, and Antoine are fighting the Bird Armada soldiers until they realize Speedy's not among them. That's because he's inside the airship. He finds Sally with Chip behind a cell door. Geez, the royal family's not doing so hot against invaders. Chip makes the mistake of leaving his cell, which winds up with him getting captured. Tails has every small device searching Sky Patrol for the Tails doll until T-Pup finds it. Well, that was anticlimactic, but hey, when it comes to this thing, I don't mind it in this case. They re-establish contact with Nicole, who needs a Red Star ring to stand a chance against Phage. She manages to get some systems back up, but Phage is blocking the others. Sally reports that Speedy has Chip, and Sonic immediately goes after them. The Battle Armada goes into full retreat because they planted bombs on Sky Patrol's engines, which then detonate. Things just keep getting better. Phage leaves after stalling Nicole. Nicole's exposure to Red Star Ring energy has taken a dark turn, and Sky Patrol's falling into the mantle along with Sonic, who failed to reach Chip. Part 1's purpose is to show the heroes getting caught off guard and paying for it. Good. After several issues of collecting MacGuffins easily, relatively speaking of course, it's actually nice to see the heroes receive a bloody nose. Shows how much more dangerous Eggman is when he has the upper hand for a change. Credit to the heroes though for trying to fight back, especially King Nigel's attempt. Another reason I prefer him to King Max, and the King Max supporters are giving me the death glare. If Chip hadn't left the safety of the cage, his capture might have been delayed if not prevented. If he was still in the cage when communications were restored, Sonic could have made a beeline for Sally and Chip. Wait a second, how did Eggman know about Chip? He cut off the transmission before he got to that information. Well, I suppose he could have reviewed the footage and found out about him later, but yeah, that one's a little bit iffy to me. If Metal Sonic had not been part of the Mobotropolis raid, Gemerol might have almost repelled them single-handedly. I could go on with these what-if scenarios, but the fact is, the heroes lost this one, which will make the inevitable victory in Part 4 all the more better. Some minor game references in this issue include the Battlebird mechs. Which reminds me, We haven't seen this guy yet. And Tails using RC vehicles to hunt for the Tails doll. They appeared in the games Sonic Lost World and Sonic Runners. Diana Skelly, the artist responsible for the Awesome Champions arc, returns and somehow makes the nightmarish characters worse. Otherwise, it's her usual expressive artistic style. Part 1 gets a score of 8. Again, it's nice to see the heroes actually struggle for a change. Plus, we're back to full story issues. No more of the 10-10 split, so the pacing is much better. How will our heroes recover from this situation? We'll find out in Part 2 next month. Until then, have a good day and be safe. Tails wishes for a deadly robot counterpart a la Metal Sonic. I honestly don't blame him.